Hiya, this is for those who are interested in ideas for the sort of rest of the lesson plan on tigers. So I'll just run through it really quickly, the ideas that I had. So point 5 was that tigers are carnivores. So I would emphasise, so they only eat meat. I might say, I wonder if you know what the name would be of someone or an animal that only eats vegetables. So you've got vegetarian. And then maybe give some examples. Elephants, horses, I think giraffes as well are vegetarians. Then point 6 was tigers are apex predators, which means they're top of the food chain. No other animal hunts them besides humans. Again, I might give some examples of other things that are at the top of the food chain, and see if I was doing it with Chris, he might be able to come up with some examples himself. So, for example, the great white shark, killer whale, saltwater crocodile, and lions. And by the way, I had to do a quick Google of these, so don't think that I know it all. I just Google loads of stuff as I'm, looking through the lesson points. If I wanted to, I could even do another little mini lesson on what is a food chain, or that could be done in a, that might be an idea for a separate lesson plan. Okay, so point 7, lions hunt by night, and they travel, and they hunt mainly deer, buffalo, wild pigs, etc., etc. So I googled that. I thought, well, and my question was, well, I wonder why they hunt by night. Well, obviously because they can sneak up on things easier at night. And actually, I found out that their night vision is 6 times better than humans. I might say, can you think of another creature, bird or animal that might have good night vision? So, for example, owl springs to mind. I think foxes as well, because they're nocturnal. Things like that, just expanding slightly. Point 8, I've got tigers are powerful and fast over short distances, but they cannot outrun deer over longer distances. So again, I looked this up. They can achieve speeds of up to 50 miles an hour. And they're actually great jumpers. They can jump 30 feet. So again, I'd be trying to give this some context. 30 feet, that's like the length of this house. And 50 miles an hour is how fast we're driving along the road. Imagine a tiger running alongside you, but only for a short distance. Then another good one is that they stalk their prey and attack from behind. I might say another word for stalk is, that would be like follow. And again, just thinking it through, I might expand and I say, you know what, they attack very quickly. And this is where the expression cat-like reflexes comes from. You watch a domestic cat in the garden when it's kind of stalking a bird or a mouse. It's very, very slow. And I might do this sort of, sorry, my angle's not very good. I might do this on the table, very, very slow, and then it stops. And then all of a sudden, pounces and gets the bird, So I might have a bit of paper or something pretending to be the bird or the mouse. And I might even just take my child's fingers and do that as a sensory activity. And again, I could expand on it and say, when do you have to have cat-like reflexes or fast reflexes? For example, even playing a game of Snap, you spot the cards are the same, and it's whoever's the fastest at the snap is the winner. So, just a little idea there. What have we got? Point 9, where do they live? Asia, blah, blah, blah. I might get a map out and just, with hand over hand, just show where the locations are on the map as a little sensory activity. Then point 10 was habitats, and there was such a wide range from jungles through to grasslands, and that's really interesting to me because the the habitat is both hot and cold. You know, often you tend to categorise animals in terms of where they live is in either hot climates or cold climates, but not so with tigers. And I noticed that later on when she was going through the key points, she said that it was unusual for the cat species that they love water and they swim to keep cold. So to keep cool if they're in a hot climate. So I'd probably bring that bit up and include it in with that point, you know. So long as they've got places to hide, so long as they've got water, and so long as they've got food, you know, they can live there. Yeah, and I might talk about the swimming thing. I said, oh my God, you know, have you ever seen a domestic cat swimming or even out in the rain? They absolutely hate it. So it is really unusual. Next point, lions live in prides and groups. Tigers live alone, only together when the mother has cubs for about 2 years. So, again, you know, with a child that maybe has already covered this sort of thing, I might say, do you know the name of a group of lions, which is a pride? Tigers living alone and only together when the mother has her cubs. I might say, oh, do you know any other animal whose babies are called cubs? Because it's quite a common name, and actually there's lion cubs, bear cubs, wolf cubs and fox cubs, so you know, again, a little expansion. Oh yeah, and I look, this point really gave me some ideas. The next point I've got down is that the lion's roar, you can hear it more than 1 mile away. So again, I googled this to find out, well, why do they roar? And generally it's at other tigers, so they can hear it, so that they can kind of almost mark out their territory. You know, if there's another tiger coming near, you know, they give out this roar to warn them off. But I didn't know this when I was Googling it. One of their roars is at a frequency that's inaudible to humans, and only other lions can hear it. So it might be that you saw a tiger, and it was going, oh, and you might think it's yawning, when actually it is giving out a roar. I thought that was really interesting. And then thinking about the roars, that just gave me another inspiring idea. I thought that if I was doing this session for Chris, I might even start it off by playing a bit of Katy Perry. You know, the one, you're gonna hear me roar. And, you know, we could even have a little look at the lyrics to the song, or that could be a totally another session. But again, this is like, you know, making it interesting, but thinking of things that relate, that your child may well have heard of, to do with a tiger before. I mean, there's that other song as well, The Eye of the Tiger, by Survivor. And again, that made me do a little bit of Googling too, and I found out that actually tigers have these white, what look like eyes on the back of their ears. So when they're talking about the eye of the tiger, they're not actually talking about their eyes, they're talking about the mark on the ears, I think, anyway. So I might include that and show a picture. It's a total optional extra though. Okay, the final point was that they were endangered species. And I thought that this was a really good point. And actually, I might even take this point and start off the whole session with it. So I might say, today we're going to look at an endangered animal. You know, I wonder if you know what endangered means when we talk about animals, and you know, they're in danger of becoming extinct. Well, one of those endangered animals is a tiger. Let's have a little look at some more information about tigers, and then, you know, why it is that they are endangered. Do you see what I mean? So that kind of gives the lesson a bit more purpose about, you know, why are we looking at this animal? And then, you know, I'd be thinking about some sort of a communication objective. Maybe, you know, for Chris, I'd be wanting him to write a longer piece, and I might be asking him, what are your ideas about how we could protect tigers for the future and help this species, help them to survive. It could be that I ask him to write, imagine that he's writing a short feature for a newspaper or a magazine. So, there's some ideas that I'd use for Chris. For a child who hasn't got the skills to be able to write longer pieces of information, I might just say, we're just going to take a few words from the lesson and see what springs to mind. So, you might say habitat, you might say, well, you can literally pick anything. Food, excuse me. You might say stripe, and honestly, whatever the answer is, so long as it makes sense as a word, it's correct. So if, for example, you chose the word stripe and you said to your child, what comes to mind when, I say the word stripe, and let's just say they come up with table. Oh, maybe you're thinking of a stripy table, or a table that's got a stripy tablecloth on. It really doesn't matter so long as the word is a real word. Another thing you could try is an acrostic poem. So just write Tiger down the side of the page, 1 or 2 words for Tiger, and you've got your poem. What else could you do? You could do, for someone who's got more writing skills, you could do the day in the life of a tiger. Yeah. There's so many ways that you could take this, and you could do, you could do some more lessons on it. Again, I was just thinking about things to do with tiger, and there's a poem about a tiger. Oh my God, his name's gone. Is it Blake? William Blake. Yeah, William Blake wrote a famous poem about a tiger. So maybe in the next lesson you could do that, because then the poem will be more meaningful because you've studied the information about tigers. Right. Okay, I've waffled on. Hope that you get something from that and are able to do this as a lesson, or 2 lessons, or even 3 lessons, because there is quite a lot of information there. Okay.